Welcome to the road to tranquility, a journey to inner peace where we explore ancient wisdom to find grounding in the chaos of modern life. This space is dedicated to those over 40 who are beginning to seek deeper meaning, clarity, and calm in a world that rarely slows down. If you find what we share valuable, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Together, we will continue this journey of exploring Buddhist teachings, not just to understand them, but to live them with mindfulness, presence, and peace every day. Hello, Radiant Libra. If you're hearing these words right now, pause for a moment and feel the stillness in your chest. This isn't just another horoscope. And this certainly isn't just another month. June 2025 marks the beginning of a profound 20-year cycle that will reshape how you experience money, love, power, and self-worth. This is not a small moment, it's the quiet turning of a cosmic key, unlocking the door to a life that feels more aligned, more abundant, and more alive than ever before. It's no coincidence that you're here. The stars have a way of bringing messages to those who are ready to receive them. And you, dear Libra, are ready, not because everything in your life is perfect, not because you've figured it all out, but because you've endured. You've grown, and now, the universe is responding to your quiet, persistent hope with a plan that spans decades. For you, it begins now. Let's speak plainly. The energy of June 2025 isn't soft. It's bold, relentless, and filled with divine intention. 4 planetary giants are working in tandem to reshape your life from the inside out. And each one is offering you a role in your own becoming. First, Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wealth, has shifted into a position that illuminates your financial potential. This isn't just about a bigger paycheck or unexpected windfalls. Though those may come, it's about stepping into a mindset where abundance becomes your default, where you stop apologizing for your worth, where you stop hesitating when it's time to ask for more. You are stepping into a cycle where your finances are not meant to be survived, they're meant to be mastered. Expect opportunities that stretch you, roles that elevate you, and visions that once felt too far out of reach to suddenly become possible. But remember, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. If you're clinging to fear, doubt, or scarcity, those will expand too, so choose your focus wisely. Meanwhile, Saturn, the great teacher and architect, stands in your corner, reminding you that every kingdom needs a foundation. The next 20 years won't be built on chance. They'll be built on choices. Saturn is asking you to organize, prioritize, and crystallize your intentions into real action. It's about more than productivity, it's about integrity. The way you manage your time, your energy, your health, and your money will quietly shape the entire trajectory of your future. Think of this like spiritual architecture. The stronger your inner scaffolding, the higher you'll be able to climb when life accelerates. But even foundations must be renewed. And this is where Pluto enters the conversation. Pluto, the force of transformation, isn't interested in your comfort. It's interested in your truth. In this cycle, you will be asked to release identities that no longer reflect who you're becoming. You may be called to let go of friendships, jobs, environments, or habits that once kept you safe but now limit your expansion. And though it may feel like loss at first, this is not destruction. It's a shedding, a necessary clearing so that new roots can grow. So that what rises next is strong, deep, and authentically yours. Then there's Uranus, wild, electric Uranus, moving through the terrain of your chart like a lightning storm. Expect the unexpected, shifts in direction, A sudden urge to change cities, careers, or even belief systems. What once felt stable may suddenly dissolve. But within that instability is a gift: reinvention. Uranus doesn't just break things apart, it reintroduces you to the parts of yourself you've forgotten or repressed. It offers breakthroughs that often arrive disguised as breakdowns. If you can trust the process, even when it feels like freefall, you'll discover ideas, talents, and versions of yourself that you didn't know existed. Together, these four planetary forces, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and Uranus, are composing a kind of sacred symphony. And you are being invited to be the lead instrument. Your life is not being shaken by accident. It is being tuned to a higher frequency. A version of you that is bolder, freer, and more aligned than the person you've been. This isn't just astrology. This is your invitation. Over the next 2 decades, you will witness chapters of your life close with grace and new ones begin with power. The dreams that once lingered in the someday category will demand your attention. You'll no longer be satisfied with balance for the sake of peace. You'll seek alignment for the sake of purpose. So I ask you now, Libra, what are you building? What are you no longer willing to tolerate? What vision do you keep returning to? Even in silence? That's where we begin. Not with fate, but with clarity. Not with waiting, but with movement. Because while the planets are opening portals, you must walk through them. And the first step? Believing. Not just that you're ready, but that you were born for this moment. Moneybag continue to part 2. Money and career. Libra's road to prosperity. Balanced wealth, purposeful work, and bold new beginnings. Money is no longer just a means to survive for you, Libra. In this new 20-year cycle, it becomes a mirror, reflecting your sense of worth, your courage to ask for more, and your ability to receive without guilt or fear. You are being asked to redefine what wealth truly means, not only as currency, but as freedom, as choice, as impact, as time reclaimed. June 2025 marks the beginning of your financial renaissance. And it won't come through luck, it will come through alignment. Right now, Jupiter's placement is lighting up the areas of your chart that govern long-term security, career advancement, and the ability to attract wealth through purpose-led pursuits. This isn't about chasing money for validation. It's about being in flow with the kind of work that sets your soul on fire and also fills your bank account with ease. In other words, this is the season to turn your passion into prosperity, but only if you're willing to let go of the old story that says you must sacrifice joy for success. Ask yourself honestly, have you been undervaluing your skills, your voice, or your vision? Have you hesitated to launch that business, make that pitch, or raise your prices? That hesitation is no longer welcome here. The energy surrounding you is fertile, but it demands courage. It's time to claim your seat at the table, the one you've always belonged at. But claiming it doesn't mean recklessness. Saturn's steady hand reminds you that fortune must be nurtured with structure. Think of this as your season of financial mastery. Not just earning more, but managing with wisdom. You're being called to make conscious choices that build long-term wealth, not fleeting wins. Create a budget that reflects your actual values, not just obligations. Start investing, not only in markets or property, but in your own evolution. Courses, mentorship, skill building. These are not expenses. They are portals. Consider how many years you've delayed pursuing an idea, waiting for the right time to feel ready. Libra, that time is here. Maybe your heart has whispered about starting a creative side business, launching a digital brand, or returning to a profession you once abandoned. Now, those whispers will grow louder, and if you lean into them, you'll find resources and support appearing in the most unexpected ways. Let's go deeper. With Uranus shaking up your 8th house themes, unexpected offers or collaborations could appear, sometimes through people you meet online, in communities, or even random conversations. These will feel synchronistic, almost like you're being guided. But it's important to stay grounded. Read contracts carefully. Listen to your body when making decisions. If something feels too good to be true, it likely is. However, if something feels aligned but challenging, that's where your next breakthrough may lie. This period also invites you to diversify your income. Think affiliate income, digital products, consulting, passive revenue streams, and investments. Start small, but start smart. Don't look for fast riches, look for sustainable systems. A small move today could become a source of legacy wealth years down the line. That course you launch? That ebook? That new service? Those aren't just creative outlets, they're assets. And what about those of you working 9-to-5 jobs? There's good news here too. Promotions are likely in the next 6 to 12 months. Especially if you've been quietly laying groundwork without public recognition. You may be called to take on more leadership, or even shift departments or industries entirely. Don't be afraid to initiate conversations about advancement. Advocate for yourself. You're not being pushy, you're claiming space. For those in transition, who feel like they're starting over, trust that this, in between, is sacred. You are not behind. You are between lives. And this pause is not a punishment, it's preparation. Listen deeply during this time. What would you build if fear wasn't dictating your path? What would you choose if money was guaranteed? Wealth, for you in this cycle, won't just be measured in dollars. It will be measured in how free you feel, in how spacious your days are, in how purposeful your contributions become. A life where your work funds your soul, not drains it. That is what's being offered. But to access this wealth, you must rewire your internal narrative. No more calling yourself bad with money. No more shrinking when it's time to negotiate. No more guilt when you receive more than you used to. Because the truth is, your abundance doesn't take away from anyone, it expands what's possible for everyone. Your rise is a rising tide. Now, let's talk strategy. Over the next 90 days, build a ritual around money. Track your spending, not to control, but to connect. Identify the emotions tied to every transaction. Create a vision board, not just of things you want, but the feelings you want money to give you. Security, freedom, generosity, peace. Then reverse engineer your plan from those feelings. Here's a powerful practice. Each morning, before checking your phone, sit in silence and say aloud, I am ready to receive. I am worthy of wealth. I allow money to support the life I am creating. Then, do one small thing that aligns with that truth. Send an email, update your resume, launch the Etsy store, take the meeting, apply for the grant. Wealth is not found in massive leaps. It's built in the daily choices that stack over time with integrity and vision. Above all, Libra, don't forget that wealth is energy. It flows where it's respected. It grows where it's honored. So honor it by honoring yourself. Set clear intentions. Create healthy boundaries. Pay yourself first. Give generously, but never at the expense of your peace. This new chapter isn't just about how much money you can make. It's about how much you can hold, how wisely you can move it, how fully you can allow it to be a tool for freedom, not a trap for fear. And if you've ever felt that success just wasn't meant for you, that maybe others were destined for big things, but you had to settle for small ones, that story is now over. You are no longer here to observe abundance. You are here to embody it. Purposeful prosperity, aligned action, and legacy wealth. Now that you've heard the call, Libra, it's time to take aligned action. You've entered a cycle where the universe no longer rewards hustle for hustle's sake, it rewards intention, innovation, and integrity. And in this next phase of your evolution, financial alignment isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, clearer, and more authentically than ever before. You may notice that opportunities come more easily when your energy is in sync with your truth. If you're still pursuing jobs, partnerships, or businesses that don't reflect who you truly are, you may face more resistance. But the moment you redirect that energy towards something that excites and inspires you, something that contributes to the world in a way only you can, you'll feel the gears of the universe begin to turn in your favor. So, what does this mean in practice? Let's begin with a few career paths and business ideas that align beautifully with your Libra essence. Especially under the influence of the planets this month. Aesthetic-based businesses. Think interior design, branding, graphic design, or fashion consulting. Your natural eye for beauty and balance gives you a unique edge here. If you've ever thought about launching a visual brand or working freelance in the creative world, now is the time. Relationship-oriented professions, coaching, matchmaking, or negotiation work. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of connection. If you can help others build or restore relationships, romantic, professional, or personal, you'll thrive both energetically and financially. Legal, ethical, or mediatory roles. With your deep sense of justice and balance, you may find success in legal services, mediation, or even social advocacy. You have the rare gift of seeing both sides, and in this new economy, truth seekers who hold space for nuance are in high demand. Spiritual or holistic work, with Pluto inviting deep transformation and Uranus shaking up the spiritual field. Roles like energy healing, intuitive coaching, crystal therapy, or modern astrology may suddenly feel more accessible or even profitable. Digital influence and personal branding. If you've been contemplating launching a YouTube channel, podcast, or online community, especially one related to beauty, mindfulness, wellness, justice, or lifestyle, now is your green light. You're being asked to lead through authenticity, not perfection. The right people will resonate. And what if you already have a business or career you love? Then this is the time to scale it, automate it, or make it more soul-aligned. Consider creating digital offerings, passive income products, or team structures that support you while giving you more time to breathe. Now, let's explore a few financial rituals and grounded steps to help you not just attract wealth, but hold, manage, and multiply it. Crystal Ball 5 Libra aligned financial rituals to invite sustainable wealth. Balance your spending energies. Each week, review your spending from a perspective of value exchange. Are you spending out of fear, escape, or obligation, or from joy, intention, and expansion? Create 3 columns in a journal: nourishing, neutral, and draining. Watch how your awareness naturally corrects your patterns over time. Money Mirror Affirmation Ritual. Each morning, look into a mirror and say, "Money supports my values. Wealth is safe in my hands. I expand with ease and grace." Repeat this while placing your hand over your heart. You are reprogramming old patterns of unworthiness. Sacred financial planning. Once a month, light a candle, set calming music, and review your income and expenses like a sacred ceremony. Budget not as restriction, but as devotion. Assign every dollar a mission. Self-care, education, investing, giving, and play. That's alignment in action. Wealth bowl altar. Create a small altar space with symbols of abundance. Coins, crystals, like citrine, green aventurine, or pyrite, and a written vision of your future lifestyle. Keep it near your workspace. Each time you glance at it, visualize your bank account growing. Monthly self-investment commitment. Commit to investing 5 to 10% of your monthly income into yourself, skills, mindset, tools, or environments that help you grow. The ROI on self-worth is infinite. Briefcase long-term wealth visioning for Libra. Planting seeds for the next 20 years. Over the next 2 decades, your financial power will be linked directly to how much truth you allow yourself to live. It's no longer sustainable to chase money while ignoring your passions. The universe is aligning money with meaning, profit with purpose, and success with soul. Here are 3 powerful questions to reflect on as you create your legacy wealth vision. If money were no object, what kind of work would I still wake up excited to do every day? This question doesn't ask what's realistic, it asks what's real. What financial milestones would give me peace? Not just pride? This might mean being debt-free, buying land, or being able to take a 3-month sabbatical. What causes or communities would I support if I had more money than I needed? True wealth creates ripples. Let your prosperity become a blessing to others. And remember, you don't need to figure it all out today. What matters is that you begin. Take one brave step in the direction of financial sovereignty. Start the website. Launch the service. Create the product. Make the call. Apply for the position. Open the savings account. Pitch the investor. Invest in the education. Say yes to the dream. Every step you take from this moment forward sends a signal to the universe. I am no longer just surviving. I am building. I am worthy. I am ready. As we close this section, remember, Libra, your prosperity journey doesn't have to mirror anyone else's. Your path is uniquely yours, and so is your timing. Some months may feel electric. Others may feel slow. Both are sacred. Both are necessary. There will be challenges. There may be moments of doubt. But you now walk with the wisdom of Saturn, the grace of Venus, the brilliance of Jupiter, and the fire of Pluto. You are no longer a passive participant in your financial life. You are the architect of it. Build wisely. Spend joyfully. Invest boldly. Trust deeply. And above all, never again shrink your dreams to fit someone else's expectations. Sparkling Heart Section 3. Love and Relationships. The Awakening of the Heart. Sacred Love. Healing intimacy and soul-level partnerships. Dear Libra, if your soul has ever longed for a love that feels like home, deep, safe, liberating, this is the chapter your heart has been waiting for. June 2025 marks the dawn of a new era in your love life. Not because someone else will complete you, but because you are returning to your truest self, and from that wholeness, the right love will rise to meet you. This 20-year cycle is not just about romance. It's about intimacy in its purest form. The kind that starts with radical self-acceptance. The kind that no longer negotiates your needs to maintain peace. The kind that says, I choose me, and from that place, I choose you. with Pluto still activating your emotional depths and Jupiter expanding your awareness of what's possible in relationships. Many Libras will undergo a profound transformation in how they love, who they attract, and what they're willing to settle for. No more shrinking. No more codependency dressed up as connection. You're being initiated into soulful, sovereign, reciprocal love, and for some, that means endings before new beginnings can unfold. Let's begin with the deepest truth. Your heart is not broken. It is breaking open. Old patterns are being exposed not to shame you, but to free you. If you're revisiting the same cycles, people-pleasing, overgiving, attaching to potential, it's not because you're doomed to repeat them. It's because you're finally ready to break them. You're ready to upgrade your standards, your boundaries, and your beliefs about what you deserve. Many of you will feel an emotional purging during June. Past lovers may resurface, not always physically, but through memories, dreams, or emotional echoes. This isn't a test, it's a release. It's your soul asking, what would happen if I stopped romanticizing the pain and started honoring the lesson? If you're currently in a relationship, the energy this month could either deepen your connection or reveal misalignments you can no longer ignore. Pluto doesn't tolerate surface-level love. It wants truth, vulnerability, depth. If you've been avoiding difficult conversations, this is your moment to speak, not from accusation, but from clarity, from wholeness, from, this is what I need. This is who I am becoming. Can you meet me here? Some Libra partnerships will enter a soul-deep rebirth. You'll begin building love from a foundation of truth, not fantasy. For others, the path may require parting. Not as failure, but as freedom. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to release a connection that's become too small for your evolving self. For single Libras, this is where the magic truly begins. Because you're not just manifesting a partner, you're calling in a mirror of your transformation. The work you've done on yourself, the healing, the boundaries, the rediscovery of your joy, is creating a powerful resonance. And someone aligned with that energy will feel it. Not because you're chasing, but because you're glowing. You might meet this person through shared values, creative projects, healing spaces, spiritual communities, or unexpected synchronicities. Don't force it. Let it flow. You'll know it's real not by how intense it feels in the beginning, but by how safe your nervous system feels around them. Peace is the new passion. For those navigating the bittersweet terrain of healing from a breakup, June offers sacred medicine. Allow the grief to move through you. Don't rush to fill the void. Your emptiness isn't a weakness, it's a womb. Something new is forming. Sit with your feelings without trying to fix them. What you resist will persist, but what you feel fully, you finally release. Here's a gentle practice for this time. Each morning, place one hand over your heart and whisper, I honor the love that was. I forgive the pain it brought. I open to the love that is on its way. Repeat it until your tears soften into calm. Until the ache begins to alchemize. Until you start to believe it's true. Revolving hearts, the 4 types of love Libra will encounter during this cycle. The love that reflects your wounds. These are karmic patterns resurfacing so you can finally transcend them. If it feels familiar in a painful way, pause, reflect, break the cycle. Don't repeat it. The love that teaches you boundaries. You may meet someone who feels perfect, until you realize you're overgiving or losing yourself. These aren't mistakes. They're muscle-building lessons. The love that liberates. This is the connection that doesn't want to cage you, but celebrates your freedom. These bonds inspire growth. creativity, laughter, and deep safety. The love that begins within. Above all, you are rediscovering self-love. The kind that isn't conditional. That doesn't depend on productivity or perfection. That says, I am enough now. Love practices for June 2025. Whether you're single, in a relationship, healing, or calling in a soul union, these practices will support your emotional alignment. Love letters to self. Each week, write a letter to yourself as if you were your own most devoted partner. Celebrate your beauty. Acknowledge your strength. Apologize where needed. This builds trust between you and you. Relationship inventory. Take inventory of every significant relationship in your life, not just romantic. Ask, does this connection expand me or drain me? Do I feel seen here or perform here? Sacred partnership manifestation ritual. Write down the emotional qualities you desire in a partner: safety, humor, depth, adventure, empathy. Then write what parts of you are ready to give that to. Fold the paper and place it under a rose quartz. Sleep beside it for 7 nights. Heart-releasing meditation. Visualize all your past partners standing in a line. Say aloud, "Thank you for what you taught me. I now release this energy with love." Imagine their energy dissolving back into the universe. Reclaim your power. This new chapter of love isn't transactional. It's transformational. The universe is not testing you with loneliness. It's preparing you for a partnership that honors your wholeness. The delays are not punishments. They are divine timings. And that ache you sometimes feel? That's your soul stretching, making room for what's next. Libra, let yourself be loved in the way you've secretly always longed for. Not just by another, but by yourself. Let your heart crack open, not to break, but to let the light in. And remember, you don't have to chase love. You are love, and the moment you stop trying to prove your worth, the love you truly deserve will recognize you instantly. Herb section IV. Personal growth. Identity and inner evolution. The rebirth of self. The unfolding of truth. Dear Libra, while the world may praise your grace, your intellect, your beauty, only you know the inner tides that have been shifting in silence. And now, in June 2025, those inner tides rise. The identity you've outgrown is shedding. Not to leave you lost, but to leave you free. Free to become who you truly are, not who the world has expected you to be. This is not a surface-level makeover. This is a soul-deep rebirth. You are in the midst of a 20-year astrological portal that will refine not only what you do, but who you believe yourself to be. You're being asked to reclaim parts of yourself you once hid, ignored, or forgot. You're being invited to evolve beyond the performance of being balanced, and instead embody alignment, even if it disrupts the status quo. Mirror identity is shifting, from peacekeeper to powerful creator. For years, Libra, you may have worn the mask of harmony. You've diffused conflict, chosen diplomacy over honesty, carried the weight of others' discomfort so they wouldn't have to. But this new chapter calls for something deeper. Truth over politeness. Courage over comfort. Alignment over approval. Who are you when no one is watching? What version of you is quietly asking to be seen, not for who you've been, but for who you're becoming? The answers lie not in your reflection, but in your resonance. Pay attention to what feels alive. What stirs your soul? What triggers your fear? Identity is no longer a static label, it's an emergent expression. Built from honesty, self-inquiry, and choice. Pluto's long-term journey is activating your inner landscape, demanding emotional authenticity, Jupiter, meanwhile, is expanding your higher mind, inviting you to think bigger, live louder, and release old labels. You are no longer just the nice one, or the stylish one, or the people pleaser. You are the architect of your essence now. Fire the internal shifts you may be feeling. A subtle loss of interest in shallow validation. A strong urge to declutter your digital and physical life. Intuitive nudges to change careers, relationships, or locations. A deep craving for solitude without loneliness. Emotional intensity, waves of grief, joy, anger, and nostalgia. More vivid dreams, déjà vu, or synchronicities. You are not imagining these things. These are the symptoms of awakening. And they are not a sign that something is wrong, but that something sacred is unfolding. This growth won't always be loud or visible. Sometimes, your most important work happens in silence. Choosing not to react, saying no without guilt, letting go of a dream you've outgrown, creating a boundary without over-explaining, allowing your nervous system to rest, even when your to-do list screams otherwise. That's power. That's inner evolution. Full moon, who are you becoming? Let's pause and reflect. In this next cycle, the you that is emerging speaks truth without fearing rejection, leads not from control, but from clarity, pursues beauty with depth, not distraction, honors stillness as much as ambition, seeks alignment, not applause, replaces self-doubt with self-trust. This version of you is not new. It's who you've always been underneath the noise. And now, finally, you're ready to live it. Shedding Tree 5 Sacred Anchors for Identity Evolution in June 2025. These practices will help ground your internal transformation into daily life. The Unmasking Journal Practice. Write down all the roles you've played in your life: the fixer, the nice one, the peacemaker, the listener. Ask, which of these feel heavy? Which feel real? Which were survival? And which were soul? Then ask, who am I beyond these roles? Silent mornings. Spend the first 30 minutes of your day in complete silence. No phone, no music, just presence. This helps you listen to your own voice before the world tells you who to be. True North Meditation. Visualize your highest self, what they wear, how they walk, who they spend time with, what they no longer tolerate. Merge your current self with that version. Ask daily, what would they choose today? Release ritual for false identities. Write a letter to the version of you that once settled for less. Thank them, forgive them, burn the letter safely and say aloud, I now release what no longer aligns. I trust who I am becoming. Self-trust rebuild. Each evening, record one promise you kept to yourself. Even if it's small. Drank water. Rested. Said no. Self-trust is rebuilt in micro moments of integrity. Compass, you are not lost. You are rerouting. It's okay if you don't know exactly who you are right now. Identity is not a finished product, it's a living sculpture. Shaped by presence. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to be honest. Let uncertainty be your teacher. Let your breakdowns become blueprints. Let the shedding of old selves be a sacred act of self-honor. In this cycle, you're not just changing your mind. You're changing your identity. And with that shift, your life must inevitably follow. Crescent Moon, what comes next? The next phase of your evolution will involve redefining success on your own terms, allowing your sensitivity to become a superpower, creating instead of comparing, living slower, but with more depth, choosing self-respect over self-sacrifice. Libra, This isn't the beginning of your journey, it's the turning point. The moment where the version of you you've been hiding finally gets permission to rise. You're not here to live a life that just looks good. You're here to live a life that feels like truth. And as you walk forward, let this be your quiet mantra. I do not fear my own becoming. I do not mourn what I'm leaving behind. I am ready to meet myself fully, and I trust who I am, even in the becoming. Briefcase section V. Career, purpose and money flow. From balance to boldness, claiming your financial and vocational power. Libra, for much of your life, you have been the quintessential diplomat, the natural mediator, the one who brings harmony to chaos, and often that gift has extended to your work and money life. But as June 2025 unfolds, the cosmos is signaling a seismic shift. The time for quiet balancing has given way to bold claiming. Your career and financial cycle is entering a new era, not of mere survival or polite success, but of soaring impact and sustainable abundance. This 20-year window will test your willingness to take risks, to redefine your purpose, and to lean into leadership, even if that feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. Rocket the shift from peacekeeper to power player. Historically, you may have avoided conflict and confrontation in professional spaces, preferring compromise and consensus. While that skill served you well, now it's time to harness a fiercer edge. You are called to stand firm in your vision, even when it meets resistance. Negotiate fiercely, not just for others, but for your own worth. Move from being a supporter of others' goals to a champion of your own. The stars align to reward courage, authenticity, and strategic boldness. Your career path may twist unexpectedly, promotions, pivots, entrepreneurial ventures, or collaborations that challenge you to grow exponentially. Light bulb purpose deepens. Work that feeds your soul. This cycle isn't just about climbing ladders, it's about redefining what work means to you. You are beginning to sense that purpose is no longer external approval or paycheck size. It's the feeling your work gives you inside. Ask yourself, does my career align with my core values? Does it allow me to express my truth, or require me to mask it? Is my money flow a reflection of my worth, or a source of anxiety? The answers to these questions will guide your next steps. If the answers feel off, consider that this is your soul signaling the need for recalibration. Flying money financial flow. From scarcity to sovereignty. Money, dear Libra, is more than numbers, it's energy. A reflection of how you value yourself and your gifts. This 20-year cycle will shift your relationship with money in profound ways. You may experience sudden financial opportunities or windfalls, challenges that force you to rethink budgeting or spending habits, new financial partnerships or investments with deeper meaning, a growing urge to invest in your own education, well-being, or creative ventures. Financial sovereignty means owning your right to abundance without guilt or fear. It means crafting money habits that honor your long-term vision, rather than reacting to short-term pressures. Key keys to unlocking career and money evolution. Bold visioning. Create a clear, expansive vision for your professional life 5, 10, even 20 years ahead. Include not only what you want to achieve, but how you want to feel in your work. Write it down, revisit it often, and allow it to evolve with you. Value alignment audit. Conduct a deep audit of your current job, projects, and clients. Which align with your soul? Which drain your energy? Start gently phasing out what no longer serves, and open space for aligned opportunities. Financial empowerment ritual. Develop monthly rituals that connect you with your money energy. This can be a budgeting session infused with gratitude, a manifestation meditation, or a symbolic act like lighting a green candle or creating a vision board for wealth. Network with intent. This cycle calls for connections that challenge and uplift. Seek mentors, collaborators, and communities who inspire growth and share your values. Authentic networking beats transactional relationships every time. Skill expansion and reinvention. Invest in yourself through courses, workshops, or coaching that push your skills and mindset beyond comfort zones. This isn't just about learning, it's about evolving your capacity to create impact and wealth. Glowing Star Libra's career and money themes in 2025 to 2045. Over the next 2 decades, several potent astrological influences will shape your vocational journey. Pluto in Capricorn and Aquarius, transforming structures, systems, and technology, will push you to innovate, lead systemic change, and leverage technology for social impact. Jupiter cycles will bring expansion during key years. Watch for windows of opportunity around 2027. 2033 and beyond. Saturn lessons will ask you to build solid foundations, practice disciplined resource management, and embody leadership with integrity. Uranus disruptions may shake traditional career paths, inviting entrepreneurship or unexpected pivots that spark freedom and creativity. These energies combined invite you to build a career and financial life that is resilient, expansive, and deeply fulfilling. Speech balloon real talk. Challenges you may face. No transformation is without resistance. Expect moments of doubt, fear, or overwhelm, especially when old habits or beliefs about money and success rise up to sabotage your progress. You may face the temptation to retreat into old comfort zones, imposter syndrome, or the fear of not being enough, external criticism or pressure to conform, financial instability during transition periods. Remember, these hurdles are signposts, not stop signs. Each challenge is an invitation to deepen your inner resources, refine your strategy, and reaffirm your commitment. Person in lotus position daily practices to align career and money flow. Morning power affirmation. I claim my worth and step boldly into my purpose. Gratitude for abundance. Each evening, list 3 financial blessings or wins, no matter how small. Clear intention setting. Before work or financial decisions, pause to ask, does this serve my highest vision? Mindful money moments. When spending or investing, breathe deeply and visualize the positive energy your money will create. Reflection and adjustment. Weekly, reflect on your career and money flow. Celebrate progress and pivot where needed without judgment. Crystal ball what this means for you. Libra. In this new era, your work will be a canvas for your highest self-expression. Money will be a tool, not a master. Purpose will be your North Star. You will learn to say yes to opportunities that ignite passion and no to anything that dims your light. You will cultivate financial habits that support freedom rather than fear. And you will grow into a leadership role, not because you seek power, but because you embody wisdom. This is your moment to shift from balancing others' energies to mastering your own, to become not just the charming Libra everyone admires, but the visionary Libra who creates with intention, impact, and heart. Conclusion. Embracing the Libra 20-year cycle, your road to transformation and tranquility. As we reach the close of this deep dive into Libra's transformative 20-year cycle beginning June 2025, it's clear that you are standing at the threshold of profound change. This journey is not just about external achievements in money, love, and career, but about aligning your inner world with your highest potential. Over the next 2 decades, you will navigate the delicate dance between balance and boldness, learning to integrate your innate desire for harmony with the courage to claim your power unapologetically. Whether it's stepping into new roles in your career, evolving your financial mindset, deepening personal relationships, or expanding your sense of self, every experience will shape the masterpiece that is your life. The stars invite you to embrace your authentic purpose without fear or hesitation. Cultivate financial sovereignty that honors your worth and vision. Lead with heart and integrity, transforming challenges into growth. Nurture relationships that support your evolution and mirror your true self. Commit to daily practices that align your energy with your dreams. This is your road to tranquility, not a static destination, but a dynamic path where inner peace flows from courage, clarity, and conscious creation. If you feel inspired to journey deeper into these cosmic rhythms and personal awakenings, be sure to subscribe to The Road to Tranquility. Here, we explore astrology, mindset, and soulful living to guide you step by step toward your most empowered self. Thank you for allowing me to accompany you on this incredible voyage. The future is bright, Libra. Your time to shine boldly and beautifully is now.